Hello friend, this is Vikas Ranjan. I am going to discuss today Lycidas, composed by John Milton. It is a pastoral elegy written on the death of Edward King. Edward King died by accident in Irish Sea when he was crossing it. He was also a Cambridge a student like John Milton. It is information you should know that pastoral elegy means the background of the poem is pastoral scenes, countrysides, and it is an elegy. It is an elegy. Elegy means mourning the death of some near or dear one. The poem begins with the lines Yet once more, O laurels, and once more, ye myrtles brown, with ivy never sere, I come to pluck your berries, harsh and crude, and with forced fingers rude, bitter constant and sad occasion dear, compels me to disturb your season due, for Lycidas is dead, dead are his prime. Yet once more refers that elegy was written in earlier time also, but this time on the death of his friend Edward King, John Milton is writing a pastoral elegy named Lycidas. In this poem, the friend's name is Lycidas, not Edward King. And the poem begins with the natural backgrounds, natural sceneries that yet once more, O ye laurels, and once more, yet metals brown, with ivy never seer, I come to pluck your berries, harsh and crude, with forced fingers rude, bitter constant and sad occasion dear, compels me to disturb your season's due. Laurels, myrtles, and ivy, these are plants which grows in jungles, which grows in forests, and John Milton has come to pluck its fruits before before harvest season because he has a sad occasion. These lines shows that the poet says that Lycidas has died not naturally but accidentally. The death of Lycidas is a unsurpassing grief which cannot be which cannot be which cannot be denied or rejected. The death of Lycidas is unnatural and before time, so his death cannot be neglected without mourning. Hence, the poet Lycidas, the poet John Milton, writing this poem to mourn the death of Lycidas, his friend at Cambridge. You have may you may have been understood that Bhai, the poet, uses the line are his prime, dead are his prime, because Lycidas has a versatile genius in poetry and he would be a great poet, but unnatural death causes his absence on the marks of history. The another lines are who would not sing for Lycidas? He knew himself to sing and build the lofty rhyme. He must not float upon his watery bier. and wept and welter to the parching wind without the need of some melodious tear. In these lines, the poet says that why he is writing a poem about the death of Edward King, who is named in the poem Lycidas. He was a talented person. He was a talented student of Cambridge, and he may have an ambitious future, but the unnatural death, the accident, makes him dead. The poet says that who would not sing for Lycidas? He knew himself to sing and build a lofty rhyme. Here the poet says that Edward King himself knows how to write poetry, and not only simple poetry but sublime ones. But he died, and died in the sea. No one got there to make his funeral procession. Hence, he says that his watery bier, his watery bier will not be lost in the sea without mourning. His bier cannot be overturned and turned by the parching wind, but by writing Lycidas a poem, Edward King, the John Milton, the poet, will pay tribute to Edward King, who is a nice friend to John Milton. Thanks.